Do you ever find yourself sitting at your desk, mindlessly scrolling through social media or staring out of the window when you're supposed to be working? Of course you do. We all do that at times. You know that you have documents to draft or discovery to answer or depositions to prepare for. You need to work on content for your website and for your marketing. You know that you will feel so much better when the task is completed, but you still don't do it. Why do we do this to ourselves? And what's the solution to this problem? Hi, I'm Sharon Christie, founder and CEO of Bold Women Lawyers and author of the Bold Women Lawyers Solo Success Guide. I've been a lawyer for 3 decades, and I have had my own solo law firm for more than 15 years. Now, in the beginning of my own practice, I procrastinated, and I procrastinated a lot until I realized that it was making me poor. And then I knew I had to find a solution. So what did I do? Well, the first thing I did was make a list of everything that I was putting off. Then I ranked each activity according to how important it was to moving my cases forward. Now, understand that my cases are contingent fee cases, which as a lawyer, you know, means I only get paid if I move the case to a favorable resolution. So moving the case along, like in most areas of practice, is very important. So I ranked each activity according to how important it was that activity happened to move the case forward. Next, I had to decide whether it was an activity that truly I was the only one who could do it, or could I give it to an assistant, a paralegal, a legal assistant, maybe a virtual assistant, depending on what the task was. And if it could really be done by an assistant, then I assigned it to the assistant. For the tasks that could only be done by me as a lawyer, I assigned myself a specific day and time to complete the task. And I had so much that I let pile up in the beginning that I scheduled at least one task per day, if not more, until I got through my whole long list. I did them first thing in the morning to free up the rest of the day so that I could then focus on the other activities that I really enjoyed more. But I did more than that. So I bought myself an old-fashioned kitchen timer. Now, I don't even know if you can get these anymore, but that's what I got. And nowadays you can just use your phone or your watch, but I got a timer and I put that timer right on my desk, right in front of me. And I set it for the amount of time that I had allotted for whatever the activity was. I hit go and I got started. And I kept working until I finished the task. But I also had something that I put on the back end of the task. I scheduled a fun break when the activity was finished. So I would set aside an additional 30 minutes. And let's say I had scheduled 2 hours to review records for a disability hearing that was coming up, to prepare for that hearing. At the end of that 2-hour block on my schedule, I would schedule out another 30 minutes for my fun break. Now, I'm in the middle of the workday, so, what can I do? Well, there were lots of things I could do. I could read a novel because I love novels and I always have a couple going at home, and I could read that for 30 minutes. Or I could take a walk, or I could get a coffee and call a friend and just chat for a while. I wanted to do something that would help me relax, get completely out of the workload, and be a pat on the back for me for actually getting these tasks that I was putting off for a whole lot of reasons, actually getting them done. But here's the interesting thing that I found once I started this process. I found that the tasks that I put off were not nearly as difficult as I had imagined. And when I finished, I felt great. And I was really full of energy because, I could check that box. I got that done and it made me feel terrific. So I had to step back a little bit and look at the whole idea of procrastinating and really, why was I doing it? So when you look at procrastination for yourself, you're going to see, like I did, that several themes emerge. And I know it's a little different for everyone, but I think we all see probably some similar themes. So for myself, why was I procrastinating? Why was I putting off some of these activities? Well, some of them were just boring. And I'll give you an example. My solo practice was all disability law. And in the beginning, I wanted to learn how to do every single step and do it myself, because I wanted to 100% understand the process that my clients would go through and that my assistants would go through when I got to the point of bringing on help. But in the beginning, it was me and I needed to do it. So when you get denied in a disability case, you have to file an appeal. And it's not the kind of appeal that you file in a lot of other cases. There are specific forms that have to be completed with a lot of specific information that you need to give. And so I got into doing that. And I did many, many, many of them. And it was great for me to learn how to do it, but it became very rote and very boring after a while. And I realized I was starting to put that off because it was boring. Well, I realized also that you don't have to be a lawyer to complete these appeal papers. So I taught my paralegals how to do it. They were excited because they were learning something new. And I was able to offload that from me to them, and we were getting it done, and we would get it done in a more timely manner. Another reason why I was procrastinating on some things was because I felt uncomfortable. I didn't really know maybe how to do it or where to start. Well, I realized that that's not uncommon, but you just have to go get some resources. As a lawyer, there are plenty of resources out there for you. There are CLEs you can take. There are online groups. There's plenty of online groups for lawyers. I'm in several on Facebook. And so, for example, I'm in Maryland. I practice in Maryland, and there is a Facebook group for Maryland lawyers. And constantly, people are asking questions and getting help. Everybody's willing to help you. If somebody asks a question about my area of practice, I'm happy to respond and tell them what I know, or have a conversation with them to help them out. This happens all the time. So look for those resources. They're out there for you. The third thing that I found was a reason that I was procrastinating was I was convinced that whatever the activity was, it was going to take a long time to complete, and I didn't have the time to do it. Well, that's where, the timer came in too, because what I learned was once I started these activities, they didn't take nearly as long as I was telling myself they would take, and I could finish them very efficiently. So if you find yourself consistently putting off work that you know you need to do to move your business forward, follow these 5 steps. First, ask yourself why. Why am I putting this off? And then you can determine what your motivation is for putting it off. Okay, do that first. Secondly, make a list of those activities that you need to do, rank them in order of importance to moving your business forward. Third, figure out what of those activities an assistant can do and what you have to do as the lawyer, and then assign those tasks accordingly. Step 4, schedule specific days and times that you're going to complete those tasks. Get a timer, set your timer, and work until you get the task done. And then 5th, celebrate when you finish. Give yourself a pat on the back that these things that you've been putting off forever are actually getting done. You're going to feel terrific when you do it. One thing that I also found to be invaluable in this whole process was accountability. Now, I could hold my team accountable, and I certainly do, because we have regular meetings and I can track their progress on getting things done. So I could hold them accountable, but what about me? I'm a solo practice lawyer. Who's holding me accountable? For me, The answer was a business coach. My business coach asked me to report every Monday, what are the things that I must get done this week? And then report back on Friday, what did I actually accomplish? Now, I can tell you, knowing that you need to report your progress, that you're going to report it to someone to be held accountable, is a very powerful motivator. And for me, it made all the difference. Running a successful solo or small law firm is exciting, and it's challenging, and it is a lot of work. But remember, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. In fact, right now, you can go to my website at boldwomenlawyers.com and download a free copy of my Bold Women Lawyers Solo Success Guide. There's plenty of tips in there to help you in running a successful solo or small law firm. And if you have challenges in your law practice that you know need to be addressed, and you know that you're ready to do a deep dive and to find solutions to those challenges, then go to the website at boldwomenlawyers.com and schedule a practice and profit audit with me. Let's take a look at those challenges and see if a law practice intensive might be the right solution for you. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I look forward to talking to you again.